back to my channel, Southern Tea. It's your girl, Lady J, back bringing you, my commentary on the latest and what's happening in female rap and urban news. So before I get into this video, I want you to hit that thumbs up, comment, share, and baby, you here, so subscribe to the channel. So let's go ahead and get into this shit. So I first want to start off with some iconic type shit, record breaking type shit, queen type shit. Okay, so it was revealed the other day that Nicki Minaj's #1 debut hit, Super Freaky Girl, is now the longest running solo #1 female rap debut by a female rapper, which now surpasses Lauryn Hill's Doo-Wop, aka That Thing, which that is my shit too. So although both of these hit songs debuted at #1, Nicki Minaj's Super Freaky Girl has now surpassed the length of time that Lauryn's That Thing was running. And shout out to Lauryn Hill, okay, another icon, and by the way, one of Nicki's biggest inspiration. So I can only imagine how Nicki Minaj must have felt upon hearing that news. So I need that reaction to be included in the documentary. Go back and add that because I want to see that, okay? I know that must be a surreal feeling. And shout out to the hating ass hoes who had so much shit to talk about Super Freaky Girl. It came out over 6 months ago and been on Billboard ever since, and was in the top 10 the first 3 months. And even now is currently in the top 20. Is your fave doing that currently, okay? Because a lot of female rappers then dropped a little bit before Super Freaky Girl dropped. There was plenty of them who dropped way after, and where they at on them charts compared to Super Freaky Girl, okay? Where's Fuck the Club Up? Another nasty song, hot shit, okay? Tomorrow too. Where's any of Megan's songs from Traumazine, but y'all got so much shit to talk about Nicki, okay? She's washed up, she's old, she's irrelevant. Well, clearly the people think the fuck not, okay? Because unlike your favorites, Nicki got a massive ass fan base that she spent over a decade growing, so she don't need no industry backing, okay? Fuck them. The barbs gonna show up and show out for Nicki every time, and this is the proof right here in the pudding, okay? So been streaming the song heavy for over 6 months straight, so all I know is that album sales best to be crazy. This could very well be the last album. I don't know. So y'all better show the fuck out, okay? We need to show out, because allegedly that is apparently why some of people who shall remain nameless, y'all faves, has been stalling their project for 3+ years. The way Nicki dominated and fed all these hoes in 2022, she deserves this. She ain't have no lackluster year like a lot of these female rap girls did. Let's keep it a buck. And when I say lackluster, I mean the quality and consistency of their music. It's been giving for Nicki, okay? So again, congrats to the queen of it. This could very well be the last album. I don't know. Speaking of the queen, the next topic I want to get into is Ice Spice expressing her admiration to Nicki Minaj. Now, before I get into it, let me just say this. I like Hot Spice. I do. And I know I be calling her Hot Spice, but I just feel like she hot right now. I'm not gonna lie, she hot right now, but I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Now, I fucks with Ice Spice. I mean, her rapping skills are in the toilet water right now, but I feel like all sis needs to do is either get a team of writers or collaborators to help her with her bars, because I know she right. But I can respect the fact that she's pushing her own pen, okay? You can check the writing credits. I can respect it. The issue is her rapping skills and ability need refinement, okay? It's not up to par. And I feel like if she had a good mentor or some guidance when it comes to working on her bars, then sis would be good to go, because she already got everything else. She's already likable. She's not problematic. She stay out the way and mind her motherfucking business, okay? She respects real bitches. So she makes her music and shakes her ass and mind her business, and I can't really be mad at that. I mean, the girl really don't be bothering nobody. I just think sis needs some work on her craft, just like Sweetie. So I fucks with Ice Spice. I like her as a personality. Like I said, not too much a rapper at the moment, but it could change as she grows in her ability. We never know. Now, with that being said, I don't think she should keep name dropping Nicki in her interviews. Not because I feel like it's not genuine, only because of how it can look to Nicki Minaj fans, especially the hardcore fans, the barbs. Because we've seen this before with another female rapper, or with multiple actually, but one in particular comes to my mind, and that is Latte. We've seen how much Latte used to name drop Nicki and call her inspiration or her idol. We saw how Latte was in Nicki's likes and comments. We saw Latte constantly trying to show love and admiration for Nicki and give her flowers, like constantly. Go look at her earlier interviews from 2020 up until 2022 alone. Within those 2 years alone, she mentioned Nicki in damn near every interview, and a lot of times without even the interview having to bring up Nicki's name. So it got to the point where the barbs began to get annoyed with Latte and began to accuse Latte of using Nicki's name for clout and to be attached to Nicki and to use her fans, and eventually hope to land a Nicki feature, which is what really got Latte in some sticky water, because she let the internet get her to thinking Nicki was beefing with her. And when the feature didn't happen, even though I don't really get those vibes from Ice Spice, I feel like if she is not careful, some of those overprotective barbs will begin to get annoyed with Ice Spice and accuse her of using Nicki and the And, you know, just like they did with Latte, Megan, and even Coil. Okay, so now that's not to say that sometimes the barbs could be a little extra. Okay, you know, it's y'all want the girls to show love and support, or do you want them to pay her dust? Okay, so I feel like there definitely needs to be a middle ground. I feel like it's fine to pay homage and show love, but when it comes to be just a little bit too much and happens constantly, I feel like it may come across a particular kind of way to people, especially to the barbs. So what exactly did Ice Spice say? Even though I don't really get those, she is not. When I saw Nicki, I was so mesmerized. She's the first female rapper that I've seen, and ever since then I was kind of set on what I wanted to be, and that's when I started growing into myself way more. So do I believe Ice Spice? Honestly, I do. Ice Spice just turned 23 the 1st of this month. That means sis was born in the year 2000, okay? She grew up on Nicki, literally. When she was 10, 11 years old, Pink Friday had just come out, and that was the biggest female rap album to come out and debut at #1 in a long time. Over 300,000 sold first week type shit, which was before the streaming era, which means people had to get their ass up and go buy that album. So I definitely believe she was one of them annoying ass kids asking their mama to take them up to Walmart, Target for it. When Nicki dropped her Roman Reloaded, Ice Spice was what, 12, 13? Pink Pit dropped, she was just starting high school. A lot of young girls were Nicki fans then and now. She was 18 when Queen dropped, okay? Put that into perspective. So I say all that to say, Ice Spice is, I feel like she keeping it real about, you know, the ladies in rap who inspired her, okay? Because she grew up in a generation where Nicki was dominating most of her life. Her whole childhood and adolescence, and even now, has involved Nicki Minaj. So I believe she is being honest. However, I just don't think she should name drop Nicki in every interview. Like, we know Fox shot a video recently and was spotted in an outfit or a look that was clearly inspired by Nicki's Itty Bitty Piggy era. Okay, so a look which I thought was really cute, and Ice Spice was honest about being inspired by Nicki's look, whereas some of the other girls would have just denied it, like a certain someone denied copying Nicki's hair from her We Go Up video for her Fuck the Club Up video. Okay, so now I will say this. Regardless of what we may feel about Ice Spice rapping abilities, the people seem to be fucking with this girl. I want to get into the write-up done by New York Times that is calling Ice Spice the quote-unquote princess of rap. So take a look at this shit. Ice Spice broke out with Munch. Rap's new princess is just warming up. That headline, regardless of how you feel about that girl, that headline is some pressure, bitch. Now, do I think Ice Spice is the princess of rap? Personally, no. However, she really the only mainstream or popular rap girl really making some noise while the queen is on hiatus. Because the underground, or the rap girls who are talented as hell but are signed to these colorist ass labels that's not pushing them, they making noise on their own and dropping heat, but they ain't getting no attention like the mainstream or the popular ones. So when I say Ice Spice is one of the only popular rap girls making noise, I mean the ones that are on radio or mainstream, like Nicki, Cardi, Latte, Sweetie, Coi Leray, and Megan. Now, I will make an exception with Coi Leray, which I'm gonna get into in a minute. I'm gonna come back to that. But honestly, did y'all even know Ice Spice was dropping this EP? Like, she really didn't even promote this in advance. I had no clue. So the fact that she kind of just surprise dropped this shit and people is eating it up the way they are, and she getting headlines written by the New York Times calling her the princess of rap, bitch, that's saying something. I really don't know what yet, but shit, it's saying something. So I can see why the people are alleging that Latte might have some issues with Hot Spice, okay? I'm gonna call her Hot Spice because, like I said, she's a little bit hot right now, so let's keep it a buck. Now, when it comes to her EP, I didn't think it was too bad. She obviously has a distinct sound and a target audience, and that clearly is aimed at New York drill music fans. The beats aren't bad at all. I ain't gonna lie, that's probably why a lot of her songs be sounding a little catchy. I hear a lot of people say the beats sound the same, but when you do an exclusive sound like drill, the beats are gonna sound similar to you if you're not really a drill music fan like that or listen to it heavy. Because I used to think all that music sounded alike too until I started to get into it a little bit more. Just like house music, people want to say that those beats sound the same when they really don't if you really listen to house music like that. Now, the songs I think people are really fucking with is that Princess Diana song, which I'm gonna get into in a minute, as well as that Gangsta Boo record with Lil Tajay, which I ain't gonna lie, that beat is catchy as hell. I ain't gonna lie. So I can see that song blow. Regardless of, now moving into my next topic, I want to get into JT. So JT posted these fine ass pics the other day to Instagram. So take a look at this, okay? Don't she look good? I can't stand hoes who be coming for JT looks because Jatavia looks good, okay? Y'all hoes are some haters. She looks good. I don't care what the fuck surgery she got. She look good. So JT posted these photos and fans could not help but to notice the pink drape backdrop behind her. Does this look familiar? Because fans believe that is now into Nicki's photos from this. Okay, so fans believe that there could be a JT and Nicki Minaj collaboration coming. Would y'all be here for that? Let me know down below. Do I think so? I don't know. The floors kind of look a little, I don't know. I don't know if it's the exact same backdrop, but you know, people are speculating. Okay, so, but personally, I don't really need it. And honestly, I feel like Nicki gave JT her time to shine when she put her on the Super Freaky Girl Queens mix. I don't think it's necessary to me for them to collaborate. Not right now, I don't. However, I'm not mad if a collaboration comes about. I'm gonna still listen to it regardless, but I don't find it necessary. Matter of fact, the only female rappers I really want to see her collaborate with is Doja Cat, Doechii, and that's really it. Anyone else I really don't feel is necessary, but I wouldn't be just upset if she collaborated with other female rappers. Like, even if she did like with Flo Milli or Bia or even Callie, if y'all ain't familiar with her, she hella dope. So as long as it ain't none of these fake talentless hoes that done showed they whole ass in true colors. But honestly, I think Nicki Minaj has done enough of female rap collaborations, or just because I just feel like it's always a hit or a miss, and a lot of times it's a miss. But let me know if you would be here for Nicki and JT collaborating. I think Nicki is helping JT with her craft and confidence. JT already admitted that Nicki told her to stop being scared and just put her music out, because, you know, after, you know, JT had got into it with Cardi back in October, she had teased that song that sounded, you know, a lot like it was taking some digs at Cardi, bitch, okay? And she was having some bars, okay? So JT never dropped it, not even to SoundCloud. So yeah, it kind of make it seem like JT got punked out. So I feel like JT talented, but I don't feel like she is trying to break away from Chrisean and go solo just yet. At this point, she might as well, because Chrisean is into her acting bag. She already, you know, says she tired of. Do I think so? Speculating. Now, speaking of one half of the City Girls, I want to get into my next topic, which has to deal with Chrisean, aka Young Miami. So recently, Chrisean made her premiere on BMF, and she was on a red carpet of some sort. So when she was asked about, you know, who she would like to interview next on Chrisean Please, she had mentioned Beyonce as her dream interview, which I don't think will ever fucking happen, okay? Because, child, I don't know when the last time Beyonce did an interview, and I damn sure don't see her going up there on Chrisean's show and for her to ask her all these left-ass questions. So she can keep that dream alive if she wants to. Who knows? Maybe her sugar daddy Diddy can pull some strings, but even that's a reach, bitch, okay? So I don't think Jay even gonna go for that. Now, she also mentioned Cardi B. However, what I found to be interesting, that I really don't think a lot of people took it the way I took it, but what I found to be interesting was the way that she had said and explained her reasoning for wanting Cardi to come on the show. So take a listen to this.
Who's your dream like interview that you want on your show?
One person that I would want to get a smoke to is Cardi B. I think that, you know, we should smoke it up. But my dream interview would be Beyonce. That's a queen. That's the icon.
What would you ask Beyonce if you was in front of her right now?
I know that I asked her, it's already in my head, but I don't want to scare. I would ask Beyonce how I feel to be Beyonce, how I feel to be the baddest bitch on the earth.
Now, I don't know about you, but considering her tone, her facial expressions, and the energy I kind of got from when she talked about Cardi versus Beyonce, I feel it was night and day. Okay, I saw a few of the blogs that did post that clip and title it something like Young Miami says she would love to work with Cardi and names Beyonce as her dream interview, when that is not what the fuck she said. Yeah, she did say Beyonce was her dream interview, but when she mentioned Cardi, she said she would like to give smoke to Cardi. Okay, not that she would love to interview Cardi. Okay, watch her face and tone when she's saying that when you go watch that clip again. So you gotta be a slow hoe to say that wasn't known. Like no energy was off, like, to y'all, or maybe that's just me, I don't know. Or like, I just feel like that was kind of like a slight shade, just a little bit. Do I think Chrisean got an issue with Cardi? I wouldn't say it's a straight up issue, because, you know, she tittle and tattle to me. She straddled the fence, but I do believe that Chrisean is low key annoyed with how Cardi has talked to and treated JT. But honestly, if you want to go even deeper, remember when JT and Cardi was going back and forth, and all Chrisean did was come out hours later and say, laughing my ass off, and people started dragging her ass and calling her fake friend? This could be connected. Also, when JT and Cardi was going at it, when Cardi was taking digs at JT numbers versus hers, talking about the City Girls numbers, she talking about Chrisean too, okay? Remember Cardi told JT that they most viewed video act up is because of her basically being on the record. Okay, think back to when Cardi was going off on JT, and word on the street is a lot of people believe Cardi was talking about the City Girls when she said in Tomorrow 2, fake bitch, that's why my friend fucked on your nigga. Both you bitches pussy, I think y'all should sizzle. When she said that shit, people really believe. I seen it on Twitter. A lot of people believe that she was talking about JT and Chrisean, okay? Fans allege that Lil Uzi, who is, you know, supposed to be JT man, they say he slept with Star Brim child, allegedly, who is Cardi B's best friend. And that is not confirmed, but that is what a lot of people from what I see on social media seem to believe. Because there is a video floating around of Uzi with Star Brim. And in the Tomorrow 2 video, when Cardi said that line, she had Star Brim right behind her. Okay, then she said, both you bitches is pussy, I think y'all should scissor. You know, people really believe it's about JT and Young Miami, okay? So, JT and Caresha, they have not really been showing as much love to Cardi recently. So as they, you know, once did before when they were a team, you know, Cardi over Nicki. But ever since the City Girls got back in Nicki's good graces, in my opinion, the energy seems off when it comes to Cardi and the City Girls, especially when you throw in that argument she had with JT a few months ago. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. I definitely feel like, you know, Cardi should go on Caresha Please, though. I really do, because I just don't think it's going to happen, though. And if it does, she is definitely going to give Caresha a rundown about what not to ask her. I know Cardi recently went on Jason Lil's show or whatever, but that's her good friend. He ain't going to ask her nothing she don't want to be asked, or nothing the general public really, you know, want to hear. That interview, I'm going to get into it next, but that interview was born from the clips I've seen posted to social media. So I feel like she went to Jason Lee on purpose. She don't got to run the chances of getting asked questions she don't want to answer. Because if she take her ask on Caresha Please, oh baby, Caresha gonna get into it. And honestly, the reason why I feel like now Caresha did not say much when Cardi and JT got into it is why she continued to sing and dance to Tomorrow 2 in public, is because she wants Cardi on Caresha Please. And like she said, she want to give Cardi the smoke. So she ain't said shit about giving Beyonce no smoke, but she want to give Cardi some smoke. So I love to work with Cardi. She did recently do an interview with Jason Lee. I think it's on Diddy's network, Revolt, the same network as Caresha Please. So if you can take your ass on Jason Lee's show, ain't no reason you can't go on Caresha's show, okay? And on top of that, aren't you about to prepare for your album rollout? Shouldn't you be doing interviews and whatnot? So, you know, there were some clips and titles I seen, you know, on the blogs like The Neighborhood Talk and The Shade Room, and some blogs on Twitter. Now, what gagged me is when I saw a clip on The Neighborhood Talk where she was talking about how the internet be getting to her and how she be, you know, basically wanted to be unalive. This big bad gangster was, you know, hurt by the words on the internet. So I don't know about you, but the hood niggas and bitches I know don't give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fucks about a bitch ass thing on the internet. Matter of fact, they really ain't even, you know, on the internet like that. So they out here hustling and probably hit links. So I find it hard to believe, especially when you out here wishing AIDS and death on people's mama, but you feel like you wanted to, you know, unalive yourself. Again, it's giving sympathy, in my most humble opinion. That's just me, because you choose to constantly go on the internet and engage with negativity. It's a choice at this point. So you must care way too much about what people think. And she even admitted that she lets the internet control her life in this interview that she did. So something a lot of people like me already knew, because it's just clear as day. It's too blatant. You feeling the need to respond to every single thing, even to tweets that only has 1 to 2 likes and retweets. Like, baby, you brought all the engagement to that negative ass post about yourself when your fans are trying to interact positively with you, but you also cussing their ass out on the internet too. So it's like, you know, it's hard for me to believe, you know, that I don't know. I can't tell her how to feel, but I just really don't have sympathy for someone who claims to, you know, be basically bullied when you have said things that make you look like a bully time and time again. And the gag is she don't apologize for nothing. Do you hear me? Now, when Cardi was asked about why she ain't submit, what is it, WAP to the Grammys, she said it's because she was scared to win. Now, sit on that. And what the internet would have to say if she won. So, for one, you first had to assume you were going to win and then choose not to submit it, which is kind of messed up considering you're not the only one on that song. Megan was a big part of the success of that song, and that could have meant more Grammys for Megan, because that song came out in 2020, which, you know, would have been nominated for the 2021 Grammys, where Megan took home 3 Grammys that night. So why would you be so selfish and not, you know, choose to nominate that song or submit that song because you didn't want to hear the feedback from if you won? 2 + 2 makes 6. You wouldn't have been the only winner. Megan would have won too. Did you even consider her on your decision not to submit that song? Like, to me, that's kind of fucked up. Let me know how you feel about it, but I'm not going to play any of the clips. Y'all can watch it on YouTube or Twitter, because I really don't fucks with that man like that. Don't know him, never met him, don't want to. The energy that I just get when he speaks on the clip, I just see how he treats people, and that's enough to leave a lasting impression on me, and I ain't even met you. And on top of that, he hardly let the girl talk anyway from the clips that I did see. He kept interrupting, and questions he asked was somehow ended up being about him or what Cardi has done for him, and it was just lame. Now, speaking of Cardi, it was reported yesterday that she had court because or not yesterday, the day before yesterday, whatever day it was, child, because, you know, I'm late recording this video. Shit. Okay. But, you know, she had failed to complete her community service hours for the court case that she pled guilty to back in September for orchestrating that 2018 strip club attack against Jade and her sister, Batty G, who was allegedly messing with Offset. So they gave her basically a slap on the wrist and told her all she had to do was 15 days of community service. September was damn near 5 months ago. That's over 100 days. You couldn't find out a day to do even 1 hour of your goddamn community service, girl. Okay, like, you are not that busy, Miss Ma'am. Not the way you be sitting up here on Beyonce internet and responding to Tom, Dick, and Harry. You just admitted that the internet control your life in this little interview. And then claim that, you know, she ain't addressed the Sweetie and Offset rumors because, you know, she comfortable in her truth and she know what goes on in her house, but was all up under the comments of the blogs talking about Offset was going to address those rumors because you wanted him to address those rumors because, like you said, you let the internet run your life and you care about what people think. So, you know, I call bullshit. The internet run her life, okay? Which is the reason why not even 1 day of community service has not been completed, I wonder. Now, some people say it's because the loss of Takeoff, but Takeoff died the day before the first day of December, okay? So she had the rest of September, all of October, and all of November, and did not do shit when it came to them hours. No regard. But if that was Pookie or Shekinah from the hood, oh baby, to the jailhouse they ass would go. Now, she got into a March 1st. So I don't know why she just don't go out into, you know, the Bronx, do a little toy school job, make a part of her album, mother, because, you know, she could care less, okay, in my opinion. Because if she gave a damn, she would have at least, you know, already have done at least one goddamn day. But she can argue on the internet all day, okay? So she want to go on Instagram Live and act like she, you know, finally completed a day or two of her community service, and, you know, she's saying it made such a big change on her as a person when she was just cussing her fans out earlier the same day, okay? On top of all of that, you take a listen to this bullshit.
I've been really fucking chilling, but a lot of y'all been getting on my fucking nerves. That ass, like, I don't understand why y'all think that every single time I'm in the studio, I gotta take a picture, I gotta put in my thing. I don't like that. I don't move like that. Literally today, I did the fucking community service. 4 o'clock I left. I went to the studio. I came back at 10 o'clock because I got to be up at 5. I've been in LA, and I've been in LA doing nothing but recording. That's the only reason why I was in LA, because New York, going in and out, New York, going to studios, is too cold for me to move around like that. Have to come back to New York to do this shit. And then that, no, I'm not going to be posting every single time that I go to the studio because sometimes I don't have a wig. And I don't like to post where I'm at. People know what location, what fucking studios people be at. I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that. Leave me the fuck alone. Y'all even lucky that I even did the Jason Lee interview. Y'all wasn't even going to see me in January or February. Unless I got to go out. I'm getting paid to go out. So leave me the fuck alone. I already have a date for my album and everything. I already got my rollouts. The real Barty gang that know how I've been planning this shit, they know. Stop being nosy. No, I'm not going to talk about my music. No, I'm not going to talk about my sounds. No, I'm not going to do none of that. Why? For bitches could copy my shit like they always do. I talk about a feature, they go do it. I talk about what type of sound I want to do, they go do it. Y'all know how I give it up. Stop acting like, oh, you stopped doing music. Leave me the fuck alone. Before I really fucking delete my shit and y'all won't fucking see me. Till I feel like it. I will come back, no music, no nothing, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Stop playing with me.
Like, the nerve. Going off on her fans yet again. Why are you mad because they're ready for the music you said you dropping early this year? Now she claims she recording in the same breath, and then she already got the date and the album rollout plan. Which is it, baby? Okay, is you still recording, or do you got the date and the album out? Like, and then she talking about some she don't like to, you know, post what she posted up in the studio. But sis, wasn't a photo of you in the studio just posted up on Instagram last week? Okay, so here's my thing. If Cardi ain't really want people to know her moves, why are you telling sources that you even come in early this year? You should have just waited until you was ready for your rollout, since you claim to already have a date. So that's sabotaging your own self to me. So, and then she trying to say that people is copying her looks and features and sound. Copy what sound? Y'all let me know below. Does Cardi have a distinct sound to you? And since when is another feature from somebody else exclusive to just you? You know, when is a feature exclusive to just you? How do you know who another artist is planning on working with? If you want to keep it a buck, the only bitch I see even maybe slightly take from Cardi B's looks or, you know, her videos is probably Megan. Ever since her WAP videos, you know, their videos been kind of similar, okay? The aesthetics. And maybe possibly Latto. But I know damn well she ain't talking about Onika Tanya. Not a bitch she couldn't hold a candle to. So I think Cardi is just frustrated because she want to drop the album, but is waiting when her fans, you know, she just irritated when her fans ask her about the album. But can you blame them, bitch? It's been like 5 years and you done had blogs out here claiming the past 3 years that your album been done. But you can, you know, you can tell by the sound of Hot Shit that was been recorded back in 2020, long ass time ago. That's real tea. I really think Cardi is just nervous about sales and how her album is going to be performing compared to her first one. You know, Hot Shit was supposed to be the lead single in my eyes and it flopped. I don't count WAP and Up as singles from this album because them hoes is over 2 years old at this point. She done already told y'all in this Jason Lee interview that she done let the internet control her life and the internet got her afraid of winning, child. Bitch, I could never, okay? And bitch ain't gonna keep me from making no type of money. So she is definitely scared about public perception. And talking about thing. So the next topic I want to get into is Coi Leray. So Coi has slowly been rising on Billboard charts with her song that she released, which is a sample. It's called Players. It has been rising in popularity on TikTok. It's actually very popular on TikTok with that Jersey remix. And I think the last time I checked on Billboard, it was like number 78, okay? So she has now dropped the official music video, you know, the Jersey mix, the popular one from TikTok. And I think it was actually very smart of her to do because that is one of that's a big trend on TikTok right now. And that's the one that a lot of people are doing the dances to. So she's dropping her music video, or she already dropped it, and I can almost guarantee you that you will see that song slowly start to rise on Billboard, okay? I can guarantee you will. Look at what happened with Big Energy. Latte released that song in September 2021. The song didn't touch Billboard, but it was bubbling under, okay, for like 2 months. It didn't see Billboard until like 2 months later in November, and it debuted at number 88. So it took damn near 6 months after that for the song to rise and peak at number 3. So that's a total of 9 months already for that song, okay? And it was a sample that was heavily supported by radio, and so is this song by Coi Leray. And, you know, this is an old sample, and it is getting radio play, just like, you know, Big Energy was. So, you know, Coi really hasn't had that hit song, in my opinion, since No More Parties. So Republic Records needs this to be a hit. I mean, Blick Blick was fire, and that was her highest debut song because, of course, the Queen was on it. However, her highest charting single has been No More Parties, and that was way back in 2020. It was very popular, okay? She ain't had a song like that, and I think she has found that with this song, Players. She has found her another No More Parties. So I say that to say, be expected to see Miss Coi Leray more and more on your timeline because Republic is most definitely pushing this song, and I can almost guarantee you Coi is going to try to come out with another album this year. I guarantee you, probably by the end of the year, okay? Especially if this song Players continues to rise on the charts. I feel like you're slowly going to see this song rise on the charts the next 4 to 6 weeks. I guarantee you this is going to be the next song that they try to push for her. This is her, like I said, another No More Parties. Like I told y'all when the song dropped or when she previewed it a few months ago, I wasn't a fan of it, and I'm still not. But that Jersey mix, on the other hand, I ain't gonna lie, it's a little catchy. I gotta keep it a buck. So like I said, I think it's smart for her to drop a video to the Jersey mix instead of the original because the Jersey mix is what's popular on TikTok. Now when the song rises on the a lot of people wonder why I dropped the video to the remix version, and the answer is because I wanted to use this opportunity to be with my people and bring one another together. I could have shot the original, but this wasn't about me. This was about the East Coast. Which bullshit, bitch. You did it because that version is way more popular than the original, but anyways, she went on to say this. I promote both remixes, DJ Sage and Spa's version, because I'm so excited for them and they deserve recognition, and I don't care. I'll be the one to do that if I gotta make people realize it's enough room for everybody out here around the table. Last but not least, the original is streaming the most, so either way I won and Sage won. Come join the winning team, baby. Well, the reality is, Coi, that Jersey mix on TikTok is more popular than the original, and that is a fact. On top of that, Coi has been out and about at Paris Fashion Week, dripped in YSL, and her tweets have been mighty interesting, okay? So she recently tweeted about how she has been in the studio with a major artist. So this is what she has said. Been in the studio for 2 days straight with one of the biggest trendsetters in the fucking world. I'm talking icon, major. So let me know who you think she's talking about. I definitely feel like this person she referring to is probably going to hop on the Players remix to help it rise. And I I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was like Cardi B, because Cardi been hopping on a lot of remixes lately on popular songs and been riding waves of the new girlies like she did with Hot Spice and Glory Hallelujah. On top of that, Cardi is coming with her rollout soon. So let me know your thoughts on that below. The next topic I want to get into is Latto and Ice Spice. So there is a little viral clip going around on social media, and it's basically of Latto, appearing to not know Ice Spice's song when the reporter started rapping her lyrics. So check.
So the last question, it's, how can I lose if I'm already chose?
Chose. Like. Are you looking at me? Somebody help me. Dang, she beat me.
Okay, she got you. But you.
Now, I'm going to get into what I think first. Do I feel like, she was being shady towards Ice Spice? In my most humble opinion, I do. But I'm going to tell you why I feel that way. Simply because that's a line that we all know from Bikini Bottom, I think it is. That's a popular soundbite on TikTok. And on top of that, it came out back in October, which was the same month that Latto unfollowed Ice Spice after Ice Spice posted a video supporting and sticking up for Nicki and basically calling Latto disrespectful back when they got into it. Matter of fact, that was October 14th, Nicki and Latto got into it. By October 18th, Latto had unfollowed Ice Spice after she had posted that video, and the following week, she dropped Bikini Bottom. And yes, the song is a little bit trash to me, but people been eating that simple ass song up on TikTok, and Latto is on TikTok all the fucking time. Do you hear me? On top of that, Latto is a female rapper, so her For You page is probably full of, things related to female rap and Nicki Minaj content, because, she quietly still keeping up. Point is, Latto is a female rapper. That industry is very small. It gets even smaller when you're talking about primarily the mainstream or the quote-unquote popular female rappers. It's only about 6 or 7 of them, okay? Nicki, Megan, Cardi, Doja, Glorilla, Sweetie, and Ice Spice. And now maybe Lola Brooke, because she getting a little bit of attention. So they all know of each other, even if they never met in person. They know of each other, and Ice Spice and Latto had a rapport. There is screenshots and screen recordings of Latto all up in her comments. So I feel like Latto most definitely knew that song. She knew that was Ice Spice's song at the very least, even if she honestly did not know what the next few lines were. She most definitely knew that song was Ice Spice's song though. So I don't know the next words either. I don't know what, she say after that, but if I hear somebody just start rapping that little line out the blue, I know where that shit came from, okay? So I couldn't even really tell you what Ice Spice said after that, but I know I done heard that girl been saying that shit the past 3 months. So I think a lot of people by now know that little line belongs to that little trendy sound on TikTok by Ice Spice. So further reason I feel like she was being shady is because, if that was me and a reporter caught me off guard with that shit, if I wasn't trying to be funny or be shady, I would have been like, what song is it though? Oh, for real, shout out to her, she dope. Something to like, that effect. She could have just played that off another way. So I'm not too familiar with the words, but I fucks with her or something like that. But something, but just something, just you was all like what, bitch? Okay, so she's saying that to me to be a little shady. Like, bitch, was you trying to say my lyrics is not memorable to you or what? You ain't heard that shit this whole time, okay? Even when you like the fact that she teased the song, you like the video. So that's why I feel like she was taking shots. And on top of that, straight up, Latto gives me mean girl energy. Okay, I always feel like that. I feel like Latto is the type of female to sit around with her little ass friends and kiki about your ass behind your back if she feel like you some type of competition for her. So I know Ice Spice's bars is, trash, but I feel like when she drops her music, Latto and her little friends probably sit around and kiki about it. But bitch, don't act like you wasn't on kiki with her before she got into it, or before you got into it with Nicki. So yeah, Ice Spice bars are low vibration right now, but her personality is what's gonna carry her until she gets it together, because she is likable. But let's keep it a buck, she can't rap, okay? So I can ultimately believe Latto was being shady in a way that was towards Ice Spice rapping ability, because fans feel like, on that song, Princess Diana, when she said thinking you bigger, they got your head gassed, the bitches not taking shit from me but notes and shit like that. Okay, I think they saying that she was talking about, Latto. So I definitely feel like, it might be some tension between the two, but we just gonna have to wait on that. Now the next topic I want to get into is kind of 2 in 1. So the other day, Glorilla shared a memory on Facebook. And for the people who too bougie for Facebook, Facebook does show a post or a picture that you posted X amount of years ago on that same day. And the photo was of Glorilla holding on of what seems to be a very pregnant belly. Now, what people are saying is, OMG, Glorilla was pregnant, but where's the baby? Now, Glorilla done already admitted to, in a few songs about how she done had an abortion. But most recently in her latest song, Nut Quick, from her most latest project, she said, found out I was pregnant, got it going, and I ain't fuck since. So, I mean, clearly ain't no cap in her rap. My thing is, though, bitch, your belly is poking. Like, poking. So how far along was you really? Because, baby, it's giving 4 or 5 months. Now, Glorilla did respond and say that basically, she was just playing in this particular picture and that nobody knew that she was pregnant until it was gone. Okay, so what about this picture? Glory, hallelujah. Was you playing in this one too? So, I'm a call cap, but, ain't no cap in her rap though, so safe to say she write her shit. But on a serious note though, abortion is a real topic and I feel like it's taboo to talk about, but I don't think it's a situation people should really make light of. I mean, if you're glad because you ain't want to be attached to that situation and that nigga, I get it. But to brag and make jokes about it, I really just kind of don't find it comical. That's scar tissue that affects your chances of conception later down the line when you want an actual baby, which leads me to the second part of this topic. Most recently, Chrisean Rock announced that she is pregnant. She announced this news herself on Twitter or Instagram last night on Blueface's what still happened to be his 26th birthday. Mind you, Chrisean is 22 years old. So in my opinion, that's still very impressionable and very easy age to be manipulated still, especially by a narcissist, which I believe Blueface is. I'm very much aware of Chrisean's emotional instability, and I very much do think she needs help. I think it's unfortunate, but I personally feel and have always felt when it comes to the two of them, she is the bigger star and she is the bigger name, and she is the only reason why Blueface is even still relevant. He, of course, denies being the father, but what got me is when he said this. Rock has had encounters with 10 different men in the last year until I see a DNA test that's not mine. To answer y'all questions, yes, me and Rock are officially done. It's strictly business. I tried it and it clearly wasn't given before she announced that she's pregnant with someone else's child, not mine. Which I believe is a crock of bullshit. That girl done flew the cuckoo nest a couple of times, but one thing for sure and two things for certain. That is most definitely, in my opinion, that nigga's baby. And I'm going to stand on that and I'm going to be waiting to see them DNA results. We done seen them fucking Rock to even try to, I think, fuck somebody else. But we all know that she was, got caught texting another nigga. But I mean, what bitch ain't shit? Okay, he's saying it's only strictly business. Is crazy because who the hell says she want to still work with you? And what makes you think, like, the fact that he's still thinking business is how you know he is making his money from her, because she's the star. Now, I've seen a lot of people in the comments of the Shade Room and the Neighborhood Talk, and even on Twitter, that saying that she shouldn't keep the baby, or she's only keeping the baby to stay attached to Blue. And I don't think that's it all the way. That might be a good part of the reason, but I don't feel like that's the only reason. She was finding ways to be attached to that nigga before she even got pregnant. And on top of that, Chrisean has been pregnant by Blue 3 times, according to Chrisean. So if she really wanted to, just be attached to him, she had 3 opportunities, but she chose to get abortions. Do y'all not realize that's way too many? Do y'all not realize that if she gets another one, she could very much face the possibility of not being able to conceive? So, if she get married later down the line, because she's 22 years old, she got a whole life ahead of her. The doctor probably told her what would happen or end up being a good possibility if she got another one. So no, I don't agree that, she should get another abortion. I don't. I think it's a very sad and unfortunate situation for her to be pregnant, but for all of an hour especially, and Blue's already denying her baby. But pregnancy can be a stressful time, and I really want for her to separate herself from that narcissistic ass nigga, get her own publicist, manager, glow up and grow up and raise her child in peace. Remember how crazy Jocelyn Hernandez was? All that fighting and cocaine she was doing, and people were saying the same things about Jocelyn when she revealed she was pregnant, when Jocelyn already had a couple abortions for Stevie. Okay? At some point, y'all gotta hold these niggas accountable too, because they clearly want to nut in the bitch, but be quick to deny any chances of being a bitch baby daddy, because Stevie denied Jocelyn's baby girl Bella too. Look at how good of a job Jocelyn did do with her. Now, what's she doing now? I don't fucking know. Especially, but after she separated herself from Stevie, because she was too obsessed with him at one point and wouldn't let go, because Stevie J is also a narcissist. So, I like Chrisean to a degree, so I'ma pray for the girl, because he feeds on her emotional instability, just like he did in that No Jumper interview to me. He knows what to do and to say to get that girl to act the goddamn fool, even though ultimately she's responsible for her own actions. So I just feel like he did all that for clicks and views, because ain't nobody checking for Blueface unless it involves Chrisean, and I think he knows that. So let's all pray for the girl and her mental health. Okay, more importantly, let us pray for this life she is carrying, because that's my main concern. If you, of course, don't have good intentions for her, then of course leave her the hell alone and not your body, out your business, okay? But begging for that girl to get a 4th abortion, that's fucking ridiculous. Okay? Okay, because this was, you know, what happened 5-10 years. Okay, 5-10 years, what happened? She be the right nigga and want to have a baby, and then what happened? She can't. You know, I just feel like she needs to. I just feel like she needs, or she feels desperate almost, you know, to want to attach herself. But I feel like she got to detach herself from that nigga, because I just don't see it for them two. I don't. She gotta want to help herself and love herself a little bit more, and more importantly, love her baby more. But I'm not gonna sit up here and bash her when the internet is already doing it. Okay, so let me know your thoughts on that below. Now, my final topic is very brief. So Hitkidd, who is the producer of, you know, Glorilla's F&F, he has hinted at the return of Megan Thee Stallion. You know, she really been on hiatus since like late November, early December, ever since really that trial had started with Tory Lanez. So last we heard of Megan before the trial was that Forbes write-up. So Hitkidd referred, you know, to a tweet that basically wanted Megan to come back to the, you know, it's when Megan Thee Stallion comes back. To which he quoted with a time clock emoji, like he know the time, Chad. Now Megan's last battle that she needs to deal with is 1501, because their trial is about to be underway because she wants out of this contract. So I'm sure her team is planning on this trial to be a win too, because they already planning and preparing for her comeback, but they more than likely want to make sure she wins this case like she did the last one. So she'll have a good public perception, because she ain't said shit really since she took the stand, and to a lot of people lied about a lot of shit, come to find out, which, you know, kind of hurt her, and she's been really quiet. So it would only make sense for her to only pop back out after having to appear to have scored a win in both cases. But I still don't think that, you know, would make her any difference when it comes to the people fucking with her in the industry. You know, I kind of almost feel like her and Gunna is kind of going through something similar. So, you know, people really stopped fucking with Gunna, and, you know, a lot of people unfollow Megan Thee Stallion. So let me know your thoughts on how you feel about Megan's return below. So remember, this is my commentary, my opinion. Thank you for bearing with me. I am going through a cold, y'all, so I do sound a little stuffy or crusty or dusty, I know. So, but I look forward to reading your thoughts. Don't forget to give this video that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and lounge me on my socials at Southern T. That is Southern T with 2 A's. I will see y'all in my next video.